Is Brad Holmes being too conservative again? Who replaces Taylor Decker on the offensive line? And why hasn't Detroit added a real edge opposite Aiden Hutchinson yet? All that and more coming up on Motown Exile. Hello and welcome to another edition of Motown Exile. My name is Ryan Relkin. I'm your host. I want to thank you for joining us here again today as we have more Detroit Lions news to report, and the news is really lack thereof news. But let's start from the very beginning. The Lions did make a signing today. They signed defensive back Christian Izien from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a defensive back and he is coming in on a one-year deal. He's a versatile nickel safety hybrid who's played every game since entering the league last year, and he could be secondary help for the loss of Meek Robertson. So that's a good pickup for the Lions. I don't have a problem with that. The Lions do need players. They need bodies on the roster. That's one of my biggest worries right now, is they do not have enough bodies on the roster. Lions also re-signed some guys who have been with the team already. First, they re-signed the never-aging wide receiver Tom Kennedy. He plays special teams guy, pretty good returner as well, and a great character guy. Really models kind of the Rudy of the Detroit Lions. And then linebacker Trevor Nowalski, who is also a special teams guy, and also some depth at linebacker. So now they have three linebackers signed on the, actually four linebackers signed to the roster. One of the issues that is seeming to develop so far, and mind you, this is before we've had the draft, and some of this I think is going to be addressed in the draft. Free agent pass rusher Al-Quadin Muhammad is visiting with other teams. I guess he was visiting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. He had 11 sacks last season. The Lions only have two true defensive edges on their roster right now. So that's, and only one of them who's ever played an NFL snap. So I know Brad has a strategy. What it is, I can't tell you. I don't think any of us can tell you, but I think the pathway is pretty clear. Detroit's leaning towards a younger, cheaper roster in free agency. They're not making splash signings. Yes, they did, restructure Jared Goff's contract, but that really just seems to be a more of a fiscally responsible move than setting up any other moves. And, you know, as soon as I release this video, it's going to break that the Lions made a huge signing. So I hope that that's what happens. I use reverse psychology whenever I can, because reverse psychology seems to work better for me than straightforward psychology. And they really have to make some other moves because they've let a lot of veterans walk away, especially on defense. I think that the focus on the draft is going to be kind of back to their roots. I was listening to some of the talking heads today, and one of the points that they made was that Dan Campbell made a comment at the end of last season, basically saying maybe it's time for us to get back to our roots, meaning a heavy dose of competition in each position group, people battling for their spots on the team. And I think there's something to be said for that. Now, on the other hand, there are natural reasons that can happen that cause a lack of, or a diminished amount of competition, of that fighting and battling mentality for teams. And, you know, one of it is injuries. I mean, we have to be fair. The Lions have had statistically historic amounts of injuries the last two seasons. Maybe the only reason they haven't been to a Super Bowl was the injuries that they had 2 years ago when they went into the playoffs. They didn't have Aiden Hutchinson, and then they had guys breaking arms, and all kinds of crazy stuff happened in that playoff game against the Commanders. So that's where we're at right now. Do you think Brad Holmes is being too conservative? Do you have a plan on who you think the Lions, or how they will sign or replace the guy who's going to replace Taylor Decker? And who's going to be opposite of Aiden Hutchinson? Do you have any ideas yet? Please, if you have any ideas, leave a comment below. Love to get into a conversation with you about that. Also, if you like what you saw today, please slap that like button and subscribe. We are looking to get to 100 subscribers by May the 1st. Appreciate everybody who has become a regular to the show. I hope you're liking the content. Again, my name's Ryan, and this is Motown Exile.